Hello, this is instructional, basically the wireframe for the system that I'm looking to build. Uh, so it would start basically, there should be two different axes, as explained. One is the user's access, and then the other one is the administrative access. So right now, we are on the user side, and I have created already the design. I will have available the of course the logo, the symbols, the backgrounds, all those little details that you'll see in the design that this is made. I'm able to provide them so that the site can be, especially on the user side, I would like it to be very specific in terms of look and design. I like what how it's looking, how the design that it has right now. And with administrative, I'm not so, it's gonna be for obviously the administration. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'm not so, functionality is more important. Uh, Anyhow, so the users will be able to enter this in the on the first page. They'll have their login and password, and basically the system should have a way to retrieve, and reset their password if they forgot, right? Once they click here, they log in, and then they'll get to the page which goes basically it shows the user's name at the top, has the logo. This is just a basic look of the whole system, but of course here we'll use the users. Then you have two different modules or tabs, and one is clients, which have the clients that are specifically assigned to this user, and then a search box which you could search by the name, okay, and then a contact us, which basically will be just to send an email to the basically the administrative email account that's registered. Uh, as for the clients, well, here I put a sample of on how it would look like. You have different basically fields, and I added a couple, well, I added one, I believe, from the previous, I mean the explanation on paper that I have. And please, I will be adding certain things that are not in there. I haven't yet passed it through. If you're looking at this video, maybe that, yeah, I have not done so, but this is the latest update. Okay. So it will be the last name, the first name, the date of birth, the program, which will be something that it will be a Dropbox kind of thing on the settings side, which I will show later. Started on, which will be a date, and the status, which the status is active or closed. There's two statuses only. So it will look like this. It will be arranged by order of alphabetical order, but the active first. So always alphabetical active first in alphabetical order, and then the closed in later. All right, after the active in alphabetical order as well. And the look should be like this. The active should be a little more bolded. The name should be a little bit more bolder than everything else, just to pop up a little bit. And then the close should be a little bit more transparent, right? Just to give a very easy look of the difference between active and close. Then, as I mentioned, the search, which we'll be looking up by the name and last name, okay? And then at the bottom you have the total clients in the last 6 months. This will have the total clients for this particular user. There is a limit in the 6 months because I will have a on the administrative side the choice to delete clients and its data after they change to closed status after a specific time frame, right? And it could be 6 months, could be 7 months, but I would like to kind of have that feature that the system, once it's set, once a client is closed, it would be deleted after X amounts of months. So obviously, this would show here only a limited, amount of clients. It would not show the clients that got deleted, right? So it would show the total, the active, and the closed. And then we can put it here as to a window that would show up to 25 maybe, or 30. I mean, I'm not yet so sure how it will look, but something like that. Which of course, if you should have a scroll down if you have to go scrolling down to see the full list, but then you can go to next, right? If there's another, if you have 100 or 200, you have to be clicking to go to a next list. Okay, and then basically, if you go to contact, the contact is very simple. For now, this is what I got. I may add some text in there, but just so for now, just very simple, just contact, request, title, and the message, and then probably a send button here, which I guess I forgot to put it in there, but just a send button to send the email. Okay, and then and yeah, basically, from here, if we click on a client, we will go inside the client's account, and we would see these showing up top, just basically the same information, and then the reports in the way that they are listed. Obviously, when we upload them, the latest one will always go first, and so forth. If you click on the report right here, you should see a preview of the report of the file that was updated, which usually will be PDF, and you can scroll down. Of course, here you can see a scroll down button to see the whole form. I see if you want to close this out, get out of here, you can click outside. Okay, click outside and you get out, or click this button right here, which if you go over, it should go bold, and then you click on that, and basically you return to this page. Okay. So the idea is that you could see the forms, have a preview, boom, and if you decide that's the form you want, if you click on this button, boom, one click, and then it will download the file, to the computer, right? You should have the total files here, and that's basically it. Now I do have these back buttons for functionality. If you click on this one to go forward, what I would like is to go to the next client in the order of the previous window, right? In this case, we click on Ponce Luis. If we click here, it should take you to Amy, right? In this same view, inside Amy's account. So you go here, boom, here we would see Amy and the reports for Amy. If we click back, we click another forward, it should go down the list automatically, right? Obviously, the next one will be a closed, and for the closed one, I will still want this to be transparent, kind of like this, right? It's a close. It will go to another one. It'll look like that. Uh, uh, and basically, that's that. If I go back, I go back down the list until the first account, the first client I clicked on, and then the next bag should hit me back to this page, right? So the idea is just it works so you can flow very easily through the list by clicking this and then go back, etc. Just a good functionality, and that's essentially it. That this will be the basically page for each user, right? They will have their own account. Each user will have their own account, and they will look like this. It will be very simple, very straightforward, very clean. Okay, and for the administrative side, it gets a little more complex. It should have a different login, right? Which it could be either a different URL, or we can put a little link here in the regular users page, right? Either or, I'm fine. But the idea is that you should be able to log in. Um, the administrative have his own account. Obviously, it's the same with if we forgot it, to be able to reset it. And once we get to the first page, you're gonna have 3 different modules. You're gonna see the administrative account, exactly how this looks. I would like it to be. you will have the first page will be the clients, and it would show the total amount of clients in the same way, active first in alphabetical order. But in this way, it's adding all the clients that are assigned to all different users, right? So all the clients in the systems, in general, right? Obviously, in the previous example, we were looking at a particular user account, and it will only be showing the clients that are assigned to that user. Here, you have the whole list, and then we still have the search button, the search box, and then we will have these two buttons to this one to add a file, and this one I didn't put a name, but it will be to add clients. So if I was to click on this, it should take us to this page to create a client, right? Because we are in the clients tab, and it will be very simple. Just basically the fields that we spoke. The program should be a scroll down of options, which I could add on settings. Okay, I should be able to add on settings. Started on the active, and the started on could be also well, it is a date, so it could be a date. Okay, so we can make this a calendar. I think it will be best. Yeah, make it one of those calendars you have to different options to scroll down and select one. That'll be nice. And then change the active to either to active or close, right? Obviously active should be the default first, and then the assigned user, which is requirement. We have a search box that will search for the active users, which we can look for it, and then basically once we get one, we click create, and then it will go back automatically back to this page, right? If we the same principle, if you click outside or in here, you can always drop back without having to create that client. Anyhow, and then the next one is add a file. This is just to quickly add a file from this view. If I click on here, it should take us to add a file. Of course, we're not inside a client, right? We are, so we'll ask us to search for the client. We have a box now that searches for a client, as opposed to the previous one that we're speaking about users. This one is a client. It's for a file, and obviously I'll click on here. I'll look for a client. As I choose to search by the name, and then I click on here. I'll look for the file inside my computer, and then once I click upload, it would upload it. And here's the notification. This everything on this is, I'm sorry, it's just notes for me. Basically, the email notification, this is the default, which is check. It's basically, the idea is that once I click upload here, the file not only will be uploaded into the client's account, but it will automatically, the system would automatically would send an email template with the attachment. And this is another addition that it's not yet maybe in the description. I would want the email to have an attachment. So an attachment of the file along with the template, and I will get to the template on that and the settings. By the idea that here the default options that chosen in the settings, whether this is on or off, should show here. So if I have it off, this automatically will be unchecked. If I have it on, automatically it will be checked. But I have the option here to uncheck it, right? And if I uncheck it, this one doesn't change the default. It just changes it for this particular upload, right? That's the whole point. So I don't change the default here. That's on settings, but I still have the option to uncheck it here if I don't want the email notification with the attachment of the file to be automatically sent to the and to explain here, the email, it is to be sent to the user that's assigned to that client, because we do not have emails for clients. If you see on the fields, there are no email for clients. There are only emails for users, right? So this is always directed to the users and clients. It's basically the data that we are sharing. So yeah, the email will be sent to the user, uh, that's assigned to that particular, that the client basically is assigned to and belongs to, right? And that will be it. All right, and so if we click on here on a client, we'll get to this page, which exactly looks very similar to the previous one from the users, but of course it does have the assign to, right? And this here we're in the clients tab, so obviously I don't. It will show also who this client is. It's assigned to, and then you'll have an edit tab, which if we click on these, uh, we will see this. It's just the same fields, but already filled out. Uh, with the update, if we want to change an update or delete. If I click on delete, it should ask confirmation, not for mistakes to be made. Just a pop-up confirmation to, yes or no. And then if we are here and if we want to click on add a file, then it will take us to this add a file, which doesn't have the search box because we're already inside, this client. So the system should understand that it's already for this, right? It already is for this client. We're not outside on the previous page. We are inside a client. So if we click add a file inside that client, it should add it automatically to that. So the name should be already chosen here. We should look for the file, and we upload it, and we still have the email notification right option to uncheck at the default setting, and then we can uncheck or check or uncheck, right? And then once we click upload, it should automatically upload it in here, and send the email template with attachment. If we want to get out, the same principle, you click outside or the X mark, and then we'll be going back to these. And then the idea is that all reports will be the new ones will be taking the first place, right? Always updating at the beginning. And the name of the file should be the name that shows here. I'm sorry, the name that shows here. Another thing, also the total files should show here, of course, as well. And also another thing that let me finish this. I'm sorry. So the same principle, I should have also done download here, just in case for the administration to download the file if he needs to. But then also an edit button, and the edit will look like this: file edit. It'll have the report already, right? There, the update, right? What I could do is just click on, change the file, click on that, email notification to, that option to uncheck, or delete the file, right? If there is a delete, again, it should always confirm anything delete, should confirm the deletion, and there should not be, I repeat, any email notification for deletion of files. Only email notification should be for updates of files, right? Either updates should be updates or uploads of files. Okay. Yeah. Another thing. So just to be clear, the report's name is what should show here. So if the PDF files name should show equally the same, right? I put it here because this is what we're probably gonna be naming them, like this. And another thing that I forgot, and I'm sorry for that, is that on the user's name, going back to the user's name, I forgot to follow these. Inside the account of the client, if I click download, I would like for the initials, okay, of that client to be added automatically, if it's possible, right, to the at the beginning of the name of the file that is uploaded, right? So if this file is called report, 06 2022. If that's the PDF's name that we uploaded, it shows the PDF here like that. But if we were to download it, it should download it with the initials of PL, right? Because that's the case in here. So it would say PL report 06 2022, right? That should be the download. And this is just for convenience for the our users, so that they have some basically a differentiation in terms of their users files, right? Now the same thing inside, going back to the administrative, and we are inside a client, right, in the clients tab, inside a clients tab. The same principle of these arrows to go forward. If I click on here, I should be going down the list in the same order, right? That is always the same order: active first in alphabetical order, and then followed by close. So we should be going down the list, until we reach, of course, a closed transaction. And you can still go down the list in closed transaction, but it should look like this, like a little bit transparent. And if we go back until the first account, the first client that we got in, and then it should take us back from where we started. Okay, so that's basically the principle. Edit, and then for the users tab from the administrative side, we'll click on here, of course, and we should see all the users here, and then a search button too, the total users. And then if we click on these, that should be the to create a user, right? Basically we'll just be typing the name, the email, their phone, and a password. For the passwords, I'm open, I'm not sure, it's something that I'm open and suggestions. The way I was thinking is to originally create a password for them, right? But they could always reset it if they forget, and after they reset it, I don't necessarily need to see that password. I don't necessarily need to have their access, right? But if it's something I'm open, okay, something I am open. But yeah, once I create this, you go back in I'm sorry, it's in this, I'm sorry, this page, and see the file that the user that was created. Okay. If we click on a user, we should see the users information up top, and then all the clients that are assigned. So in this user tab, we can see the clients, but first, divided by their users that they're assigned to, right? As opposed to the clients, we saw all the clients, mixed together, and then we can see inside their accounts who they're assigned to. But this one is organized by users, right? Because we start with users first. So then, and the same principle, if we click on one user, if we click on one, client on this list, we will get to this, this page, and then you could continue scrolling using the forward. You can continue going down the list based on this order from this particular user. And then if we go back, we should go back to here, and so forth. And inside those clients, we could still add the files, right? So this same window with these same capabilities inside that basically users clients list, right? Users client list. Okay, and the same thing at the bottom, we will see the total clients for that particular user and active, etc. If we click on the edit button for the user, we would see this same page. This probably should be filled out, and I apologize for that. But if we show the chip, right, loader, the email, all of that should be already showing as it is filled out. And then I could update or delete with the confirmation. And if I delete the user, it should delete all its clients assigned to it too, and its files. So this is a principle for deletion. If I delete a client, it should delete all its files as well. of course. And if I delete a user, well, that would delete all the user along with all its clients, which obviously will be a bigger deletion, most likely. Now for the settings, you will have this kind of account email notification, the auto deletion settings. For the account, this is where I will have just the account, this main account, the name, the email, and then for the program fields, which is one of the fields for the clients. I guess I added it here not to make too many pages. It could be added here, and it should be like it should show the right here. It should show the already the programs that I selected. I should type in the programs, which will be the drop down box um, here, right? That should be the drop down box for. So if I add them in settings here, I should be able to add them, and then eventually, as I start filling them up, I could, by clicking this button, it will create another one, right? And so forth. So the idea is to have that option. Obviously, I meant to put some text in here of some already, right, for the sample, some already fields, right, of programs. And then yeah, if you click on here, you should get more spaces, so you have more options. Okay. And the name of the email should be the email that will be the one setting using for the email notifications. So this is for the account. um, Now for the email notifications, it should look like this is the template. It should include already the first name. This is something, a feature. It should already include the first name and the last name of the client, right? Understanding that these email notifications are emailed to the user, but obviously regarding a particular client's, files. So it should include automatically the client's first name and then the last name initial. So if it's for Luis Ponce, it should say Luis P, right? Never the full name, just the particular initial. So which is the first letter of the last name, right? And then here I should have the add the text that will come after these, right? So I should have the option to type what the text will be after that. And then here the email, which will be basically the main message, right, of the email. Uh, I should be able to add a signature with a logo, right, and also add hyperlinks. So if I was to put a hyperlink for a site or something, or this site itself, I should be able to, the system should be able to read it and kind of make a hyperlink, right? And then the here, which it could be like these two. Well, it could be a checklist, right, to make it very similar. But I put a button, on and off. On will leave the check mark automatically to show always, and off will uncheck the email notification, and that's the whole point, right? But it could be a checklist too, or it could be this button. Then I also wanted to, and this is something I haven't finished, but I can, basically explain it. I will want some email settings to restrict certain times. So basically, once the notification, if the upload, I'm sorry, if the upload occurs at a time that is restricted, it would not be sent until, the next basically allowed time, right? The time frame that we are setting that emails are only sent throughout time. So if we upload something during a restricted times, the systems should be intelligent enough to basically schedule the email notification, right, according to the same as features and settings and etc. Okay, that's basically it. And then for the auto deletion, essentially it's just like this. Um, we type in the date after auto delete clients and its files in closed status. So after I change it to closed status, after X right? And I should be able to choose that amount of months. So a note if the client status changes to close, but before it reaches the auto deletion period, you know, and it is changed to active again, then this will cancel the deletion countdown and reset it. So it would not, that countdown will not continue because the status changed, right? Then if I change it back, then the countdown will start from zero again, right? So this is something to mention. The number of months chosen here should also change. So if I put 6, it would show at the bottom, as you saw at the bottom of the, right, it should show here 6 months, but if I change it to, let's say, 10 months, then it should say 10 months, right? And then basically will count the same, all the amount of different clients, etc. That it will be showing that. But basically, yeah, this will change, and the amount of the time frame, the countdown will change for I'm sorry, this page, uh, for files, and clients and files to be deleted. Okay, and that's basically it. Like I said, I'm able to provide to the background, to the symbols, everything as it is. There are some other features that I need that are important, about the HIPAA. It requires for it to probably have a hosting. HIPAA is something that I'll be talking in person, but in terms of the wireframe and different and basically design, this is how we want the system to be. Thank you very much for your time.